Thanks for joining us for the AL.com Game Day wrap-up presented by Alabama Power. I'm Matt Scalici, joined here by Matt Zenitz. We're here in AT&T Stadium. Matt, Alabama with an impressive 35-17 win over Wisconsin. Obviously, the story going into this game was the quarterback situation. What do we know now that we didn't know coming into today, other than obviously who started the first game of the season?
Well, Jacob Coker looked a lot more capable in terms of moving the ball than I thought he would coming into this game. Heard good things about how Jake has done in practice during the course of the last couple of weeks, to the point that he's separated and earned this first opportunity to go out and start. But he looked good. I mean, he really looked good during the course of this game, and I know Nick emphasized afterward that while Jacob got the start tonight, and this is similar to what he told Jake and Cooper Thursday night or whenever he informed them of his decision, that this competition is ongoing and he hasn't made a decision on a firm starter yet. I know Jacob went out tonight and was really impressive and took advantage of that first opportunity.
Matt, we knew we were going to see a lot of newcomers, a lot of freshmen out on the field tonight. After seeing how things played out tonight, who are the names you think we're going to see a lot more of over the course of the season out of that freshman class?
Well, just the same names that we've heard about during the course of the summer, really. So Calvin Ridley, I'd continue to say he's going to be a star. You just see some of those characteristics. He's going to be a big player for them. Minkah Fitzpatrick got beat for a touchdown tonight. Not good from that perspective. I think had a pass interference as well, but at the same time made some other plays and has been very good during the course of the summer since he got to Alabama, and has some advanced characteristics compared to some other freshmen. So a talented kid that, despite some of the issues maybe tonight, is going to be a big part of their defense this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's rare to see Nick Saban put a true freshman defensive back on the field like that. This might be the first time I think an Alabama cornerback has registered a sack in his debut. So big play there. Yeah, it was a big play and showed a lot of trust from Nick Saban to put him in that situation. So Fitzpatrick, definitely a guy I think we're going to see a lot from this season. Matt, just going forward, obviously Alabama has a bit of a breather next week against Middle Tennessee State. Probably going to see a little bit more of those second stringers that Nick Saban was not quite so impressed with, as he said after the game.
You don't think people should be scared about Middle Tennessee State?
Definitely don't tell Nick Saban that I said that.
Hey, they have Kevin Byard. Kevin Byard's a decent safety for them, and I think a viable NFL guy, but I do agree with you that next week will be more of an evaluation, a means to an evaluation as far as the quarterbacks, to see how Jake does following up on tonight. I think Cooper Bateman will see some time next week as well, and I think, if I had to guess, that Alabama will want to decide on a clear full-time starter, the guy going forward, a quarterback going into that Ole Miss game, and next week is a means for Jake to go out and build on tonight against a lesser opponent than what they saw in Wisconsin. And that's something else that I think is important to point out as well. Wisconsin last year was one of the best defenses in college football. I mean, I covered Maryland, the Big Ten last year. I covered the Maryland-Wisconsin game where Wisconsin was up like 59-0, and Maryland couldn't move the ball whatsoever. This wasn't some bogus defense that they faced this year, but we'll see how they follow things up going into next week, especially since one of the issues for Jake Coker, for some of the great things that he brings to the table physically, for some of the great throws he's made, one of the issues has been consistency. We'll see how he does next week, just following this up and trying to do something as far as flashing or showing some of that consistency.
That's going to be it for us from the AT&T Stadium here. I'm Matt Scalici. This is Matt Zenitz. That's a really big TV behind us, and we will see you next week.